fighters.
Hello and welcome to your premier security program on television, Crime Fighters, the Police and You. We are continuing our check on Nigerian police force to see how they are ready for the forthcoming general elections. And today we are in Imo State, the Eastern Heartland, to meet with the Commissioner of Police in charge of Imo State Police Command, CP Abdul Majid Ali. CP, we are glad to have you on Crime Fighters.
Thank you very much.
But sir, the general elections are around the corner, and many Nigerians have expressed concern about crime control and security during the election and post-election. So tell us, how prepared is Imo State Command for this important democratic exercise?
I will say the command is ready. My men are fully aware and fully at alert. Before now, we have been having retraining of the personnel. We have created some special squad that will tackle any form of election violence. We are able to sensitize the people. I've been able to go around the command to talk to my policemen, to talk to the traditional rulers, to talk to the youth and other stakeholders. And so far so good. They have been talked to and we have been accepted with all the models of which we were going to put in place. Of recent, I turned out 180 policemen, which I trained them in election matters. We have seminars and symposiums, where police were being lectured about election processes, as well as seminars and symposiums for stakeholders, their role, what they should play. And again, we'll have meetings of all the security agencies. We have been having series of meetings together, the role which security agencies should play. The army, the civil defense, the custom, the immigration, the prisons, and the other sisters organizations that have to help us in this election matters.
Have you gone a step forward, maybe getting the stakeholders, the politicians, the contestants, and even civil society organizations into the frame of things?
Yes. I've held meetings with the stakeholders, particularly the party executive. We have sat down together to see how we can harmonize the rallies, the campaign. We want to see a situation where rallies are not, lumped up together in one particular place. We want to make sure that when Mr. Party A is in one central district, Party B will be the other side. And they have agreed to come back and bring all their programs together so that we can harmonize it and fix acceptable date for rallies and even other meetings, so that when they have meetings, we should be aware of their meeting.
Are they complying?
Definitely.
All right, let's quickly look at crime control in Imo State. The last state commands have released statistical data on crime rate in their various commands. Even the force headquarters released similar documents, contrasting it with 2014 and 2013. We're looking at where you have made progress. What would you say about crime rate in Imo State?
In Imo State, it's low. It's low in the sense that we have been so proactive in our effort to counter most of the activities. We have been proactive by ensuring that we keep on, close monitoring, we keep on patrols and raids, which have been a constant event in the command. What had been happening before is no longer in vogue, like the child trafficking issue, like kidnapping, like robbery, and this has been brought to the minimum. We're able to make a lot of arrests, we're able to make a lot of recovery, we have been able to prosecute so many. And that was why throughout the Christmas, the Electoral period, the Christmas and New Year, nothing was recorded. We have a crime-free Electoral period. People go about their normal activities and businesses without being molested, unlike the past.
Imo State was in the news at some point in 2013 and early 2014 for some reasons that are not palatable. The baby factory thing, how has your command been able to bring it to this lowest ebb?
We succeeded by going after the cartel, these people that keep those girls. We were able to go after those people that buy them because it changed hands more than 2-3 times before the final destination. So we're able to make some arrests, and through the arrest they're able to confess to most of the activities, and we're able to get to the root of the activities. So we'll also be able to break to the homes, illegal homes where these young girls were being kept, and many were closed down. Many of some of the pregnant ones were able to be rescued from where they are.
And you have strategies to ensure that this success recorded is sustained?
Yeah, we keep on checking on them. We keep on checking. We keep on getting more information from the people. And through the people were able to pass a lot of information to us, and it's a continual exercise which we are not going to relent on.
What about kidnapping in this part of the country?
Well, kidnapping has been under the current issue within the command, but to God be the glory, we have been able to checkmate this kidnapping. Kidnapping has been, so we discovered that kidnapping happened with an insider from the home. Most of these kidnapped cases were either being planned, being arranged, being organized by either the houseboy, the house girl, the drivers, the aides, and what have you. And with that, we were able to check to get many of them. In fact, not less than 97 of them, kidnapped cases that we received. Many were being busted, many of them were being rescued, and a lot of them were charged to court.
Let me take you a bit far away from Imo now. Insurgency is obviously one of the biggest threats to national security currently. Many Nigerians have come to say that probably the security agencies, police inclusive, has not been up to their duties in protecting the territorial integrity of this country and maintaining peace and order within. Are we really winning the war against terrorism?
Yes, we are. We are, because you see, people do take security to be only the business of the security agencies alone. It's not. Security is a general business. It's a responsibility of every one of us, to put hands together and make sure that our place is calm. I remember when we were growing up, when thieves come to a particular area and people cited that there is thief, everybody will take up and go after that suspect. But today, when your neighbor house is being attacked and the man is calling for help, instead of you to come out to assist you, continue to lock the door more, to secure yourself. That was not how we were brought up. You see, if we put hands together, definitely this is just a collaborative of the past. Information gathering, they are not spirit, they are human beings, they are being known, their movement is being known. And so why should they be elusive? It's not the duty of the security agency. We have to put hands together, all of us, and ensure that the right thing is being done.
What do we need to do as a nation, collectively, to put this problem in check?
We must come together as one. We must devoid of whether it's not never a religious issue, no being a tribal or ethnic issue. It's a direct attack on us, and which everybody, because anybody that attacks a place of worship, that person is an enemy of all. We should come together as a nation and support the government in fighting the insurgents.
Do you really think we have adequate laws in this country to combat terrorism?
No, why not? There is a lot of diversion. Diversion in the sense that when you take tough measures on them, then you will have what people call fundamental human rights when they are being detained, extrajudicial killing, and when they are being but we have seen what is happening in other countries. Of recent, the one in France,
yes,
they were shot.
Yes.
And nobody talks about fundamental human rights. Nobody shot that extrajudicial killing. They were being shot. They were shot, and they say yes, the police are doing their job. Or even those one in America, the posting issue in America, it happens the same thing. But here, they try to divert us by telling us that this is extrajudicial killing. When to use your firearms is there in our police act.
You just mentioned the case in that happened in France. So what lessons can we draw from that?
To draw lessons of collectiveness, unity, unison. We should work together, we should be together. You see, 17 people were killed, and you can see the number of war leaders that were there just to pay solidarity to the government of France. But here, people were being killed, no any collective, effort of the people. At least appreciating government effort, encouraging government to do more, rather than condemnation and abuses, which should not have been. We have a nation. It's our duty to defend this nation. Our duty is to make sure that there's the peace and tranquility that we enjoy is sustained.
With your vast experience as a veteran officer of Nigerian Police Force, what do you think is responsible for people committing crime? What is the push?
We're in a country that we don't check people's activities. We're in a country that worship wealth, materialism. We're in a country that today you have been seen riding a motorbike. Tomorrow you see you with a Lexus Jeep and say, oh, that boy don't arrive. How did he get his money from? Where did he get that money from? We don't investigate. We don't have proper documentation, proper record, no database of every citizen of this country, where you can actually know what Mr. A is doing, what job is he doing, what is his income, is it monthly income or yearly income, how did he get to that place, how did he build the mansion house is occupying. We're in a country that once you are rich, you became the lord of all. And until when we erase that materialistic tendency in us, then we'll have a standard society. Or the time when the society would play low on those people that got their ill-gotten wealth, rather than giving them chieftaincy title. Once they are rich, rather than recognizing them to society, they should be condemned and serious action is taken on them. But then we'll have a standard society that where norms and traditions, the customs has been followed.
What is the role of the society and family in this direction?
You have a lot of role to play. The peer group. From the friends, you'll be able to know the kind of peer group your words belongs to. And parents should be able to choose friends for their children. Know the movement of their children. Know where they are going. And they should not be pampered flamboyantly, which also encourages others. So that is it. The role they have. The family have a lot of role. Society have a lot of role to play to ensure that crime and criminality is brought to the minimum level. Without this, the family encourages it, the society encourages it, then there will be a problem.
So as a commissioner of police, what do you expect from people? What kind of attitude do you expect from the citizens to make the job of policing the nation a better one for officers?
Well, as commissioner of police, we want people to behave, normally, respect the rule of law. Respect the rule of law is that doing things that is in conformity with the law. The traditional norms are still there. If you steal in the olden days, that family will be ostracized. If a girl gets pregnant in the family, in the parents' home, in fact, that girl will never come out throughout the period, and people have a lot of stigma to that family. But today, what do you have? A girl get married today, divorced tomorrow, on wanted pregnancy. At the end of the day, selling them. No show of remorse. So we have to check all this. We want people to behave well. When people behave well in the society, there will be peace in the society. If you steal, this thing will happen to you. If you do something against the law of the society, this is what will happen to you. You see people respecting it. What are they doing it now? The society has been corrupted. Our way of life has been changed. People behave abnormally.
Just briefly, sir, could you share with us the rich history of this command?
As you know, the command was established 1976-77 to serve Imo. Before then, the command is from Enugu, which been overseeing the area. But when the state was created, then definitely it became on police to have a full police command, just as we have in other states and the federation. So Imo Command was established, and since then we have been having Commissioner of Police in charge of the affair, taking charge of the security of the state. So far so good. I'm the 29th Commissioner of Police since the inception of the command.
What are the challenges you face in this command?
Well, so far so good. It's been so wonderful here. When I came, I think what I did was to make myself more accessible to the public, open door policies of my office, that anybody can come to the Commissioner of Police and see Commissioner of Police. People should not see Commissioner of Police as a semi-god. Commissioner of Police is a human being like any other person. The office is general office, and Commissioner of Police should be willing to listen to all of them. Commissioner should be willing to assist, particularly give directives. It's just simple order in which people prefer to see the CP than going elsewhere. And so there have never been any challenges because people here appreciate the police. People here support the police, and people here monitored all the police activities. And so the Umolites have been very wonderful since my arrival here. I've not have any challenge relating that we apart from logistics problem, we're looking for other patrol vehicles, manpower, which is normal. But the people are ever ready to cooperate with police. I've made my phone numbers as available. I receive not less than 200 calls every day, not talk of text messages, and I respond to many of them. And at the same time, we have particular patrol vehicles, we have different type of patrol group that being called upon when there is distress. And under 3-4 minutes, we were there. And that is how the state has been going on for the past 11 months of my arrival here.
What are your expectations from residents of Imo as election approaches?
No, we're very lucky, actually. There are enlightened people that listen. Before the primary election for all the parties, there have been tension here, tension there. That there will be problem in Imo, there will be problem in Imo. But they all came here to talk to them, and they abide by it. I will tell you that Imo is going to be peaceful during this election.
What is your message to politicians and their supporters?
Well, they should believe in us, that we shall make sure that we provide the enabling playing ground for all the parties. They should believe in us that we are not going to be partisan. They should believe in us that we shall do the right thing. Some of them have been agitating, some of them have been afraid that the police have been bought over, police have no. Police cannot rig election. It's not possible. People should do what is right. If you do what is right, then police will support you. You can't go to polling unit or rallies armed. You are a civilian, you move there you arm yourself to do what's there. You can't go to polling unit with thugs and start fighting. And when that will happen, that's when police will come in and say, no, don't do this. Then if police make arrests, that's when we now move into action. If you want peace, police will give you that peace. But if you don't want that peace, police will deal with you decisively. And that's what I've been telling them. Since my sensitization rally, my meeting have been going around, have been warning them that I will not tolerate that nonsense. I will not allow any person or any group of person to disrupt this election. Or any group of person either armed themselves, form themselves into a vanguard. I will not allow it. We'll deal with them decisively. And I have told my boys that any group will be dealt with.
So is there any other information you would want to share with the public?
Thank them for supporting me throughout my 11 months. In fact, I have not been so good. And if you are not in the state, if you have listened to our state, all these radio stations do after the New Year, a lot of praises for the police. And it spurs us to do more. And we promise that I want to do more.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing this much with crime fighters, the police, and you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So we shake hands.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Crime Fighters, the #1 security program on television.